What's up, everybody? This is NorbCam coming at you with breaking news here on this first day of free agency in the NFL. The Seahawks making some big moves right now, just mostly internal, keeping a lot of the band, bringing the band back, mostly on the defensive side. Squabo says, what's up in that house? Joe Snow, Sandy Hernandez. Yes, we've got a push here, well, and a little bit on the offensive side, but the first big one that Seahawks are bringing back, which was number one on the priority list, Quandre Diggs. Yes, Quandre Diggs, the all-pro, very, very solid safety that I've been saying all year, we need to bring this guy back. And even though he had that nasty injury at the end of the season, he is coming back to be a Seahawk. The deal is reportedly 3 years, up to $40 million. That means we will have the most expensive safety tandem in the NFL between Quandre Diggs and, of course, Jamal Adams at strong safety. So that's the first big chip to fall. And what this means, well, I'll actually get that in a second. The other part is, sticking on the defensive side, secondary, Sidney Jones, Seahawks cornerback, coming back for a one-year deal, reportedly worth $3.6 million. And so we lock up yet another one of our secondary to come back to help that Seahawks defense. Then we have also defensive tackle Al Woods coming back for a 2-year deal. Haven't seen the numbers yet on how much he's getting paid. I just read that it was a 2-year deal, so keeping an eye out to see what that amount comes up to. And on the offensive side, tight end from the University of Washington, Will Dissley, a 3-year, $24 million deal to bring Will Dissley back to the Seattle offense. So, Seahawks have been very busy on this first day of free agency. I'll be honest with you, I was surprised. Just in the sense that from my tone a few days ago following the Wilson trade, I was thinking Seattle was going to be going into full rebuild mode. And then I started thinking more about it, and I thought, well, they released Bobby Wagner. Oh, yeah, we're rebuilding. But I did think that was going to happen. I didn't know how we could possibly bring Bobby Wagner back with his salary hit that was going to affect the Seahawks cap in 2022. But I stopped thinking. I started thinking, well, if the Seahawks have a plan at quarterback, given that Russell Wilson is no longer here, a couple of things would trigger whether it's a full rebuild or not. The first one was, I said, if Quandre Diggs, Al Woods, namely those two guys, but I also mentioned DJ Reed, who we have not yet heard any details about yet. But I said, if Quandre Diggs and Al Woods, if a couple of those guys are gone, not coming back, especially Quandre Diggs, I thought, yeah, it's going to be a full rebuild. But the fact that they brought Quandre Diggs back, while I'm just excited that he's back on with the squad. But more importantly, to me, this means I don't think we are entering a full rebuild. Could be jumping the gun here, but I'm thinking, why would you sign a $40 million 3-year deal for Quandre Diggs if you didn't think you'd be competitive? Right? It doesn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense to make that move. I think he's worth it. I know there's a comment in there about why would you bring back an injured player? It was a clean break. This is not like a knee ligament tear, an ACL, or, this was a clean bone break, which means the recovery period is a much faster one and much less debilitating in terms of the rehab and all that kind of stuff. So, but again, bigger picture, and then bring Sidney Jones back. Granted, that wasn't a huge deal, 3.6, nothing that large, but Al Woods, I'm guessing is going to be a relatively sizable contract. You don't bring these guys, and Will Dissley, 3 years, $24 million. You don't make those moves if you don't think you have a team that's going to compete for the next 1, 2, or 3 years. That would be a complete opposite from what you would be doing if you're rebuilding. So, to me, this signals that the Seahawks are not in the selling mode like I thought they would be. Obviously, getting rid of Russell Wilson and Bobby Wagner freed up the cash so they can do these things like bring a lot of these guys back. And they were on the record. Pete Carroll said, we want to bring these guys back, this guy back, this guy back, this guy back. And they're actually doing a lot of what they said they would do, much to my surprise, because I've lately started to not take any stock in anything anybody says anymore when it comes to interviews and press conferences. So We'll keep an eye on this. This is going to be a constantly evolving thing. I mean, I was about ready to release this thing, and then I saw the Will Dissley report that he was going to be re-signed. So I had to change my title and add another thumbnail because it was changing by the second. So I'm just going to keep on looking at these things because it is a constantly changing situation. But so far, I like the moves. You could argue, is Quandre Diggs being overpaid? Well, he is one of the best free safeties in the market, and proved it to me in this past year. So I'm going to throw out a crazy idea here. This may be completely nuts, but given the way things never go the way they are, didn't think Russell Wilson was going anywhere. Tom Brady said he was retiring, and now he's back. Imagine this. Just go with me for a second on this. We are all disheartened with the way Bobby Wagner was, his exit from Seattle, right? But what if this crazy scenario, this just popped in my head just a second ago. What if, because Bobby Wagner doesn't have an agent. My understanding, he's representing himself, right? So it's just really him and the Seahawks talking. What if the Seahawks released him so that he technically was off his books, everything's kind of sort of wiped clean. And then what if he doesn't go to an NFC West rival like the 49ers, or maybe he doesn't go to, the Cardinals, or doesn't go to the Cowboys like I'd heard some rumors to be. What if, by some shocking twist, unexpected twist, plot twist in this whole thing, what if suddenly from out of the blue, the Seahawks re-signed Bobby Wagner with a whole new deal, a 1 or 2 year deal that's completely team friendly, works for Bobby Wagner, knowing that his previous contract terms wouldn't work? Wouldn't that be the shocker? Everyone right now feels like, Seahawks did Bobby wrong. And he even tweets out, they did, the big thing about this is they didn't even tell me that I was being released. Setting up this whole facade that Bobby Wagner was completely disgruntled, had bitter feelings towards the Seahawks. And what if by some surprise out of the blue, Bobby Wagner comes back to Seattle, whole new deal, fresh, tore up, old contract gone, and he's back with the Seahawks for 1 or 2 years? Wouldn't that be a shocker? Anything's possible, man. At this point, I don't believe anything's out of the realm of possibility. But the way that the Seahawks are playing this right now, it wouldn't shock me. All right, the next name I'm looking for is DJ Reed. DJ Reed is the next key to this. If they can find a way to bring him back, and some of my friends, Squavo Steezy and Daniel Dovin, got a little bet going on that DJ Reed, the over-under, I think, is $10 million. Daniel believes that DJ Reed will not get a deal worth more than $10 million or under $10 million a year. The other fellas believe it's going to be more. I believe it'll be more as well. I didn't put the bet, but I do believe that he will make more than 10, the way that the numbers are running out right here. But Sidney Jones only got 3.6 for 1 year. But DJ Reed, much bigger of an upgrade. We'll find out. But I'm sure this is the first of many breaking news announcements to come in the next few days. Big one that we still got to address, obviously. Oh, and we already knew this, but we had re-signed. Who was that tackle that we just re-signed? Wasn't that exciting? But offensive tackle. Name escapes me. You know what I'm talking about. It's like a 2-year deal or something. Anyway. Not the biggest exciting, it was a restricted free agent deal. So Dwayne Brown, that's another name to watch here, offensive line. Like I said, DJ Reed, and then we still gotta address the pass rushing situation because we got a lot of guys there. Names in flux. Philip Haynes, thank you very much, 519 Adventures. So this is just a start, but we do need to address the trenches here, and Rashad Penny, obviously another name to watch. So the big names to watch in the coming days: Rashad Penny, DJ Reed, Dwayne Brown. Those three are the big ones, and then to see what Seattle's going to do at pass rush. We need to have pass rush, as evidenced by the Super Bowl run by the Rams. Pass rush won the day for them. All right, so that's it. Just a quick announcement. I'm sure more to come. Let's see. Twitter's just constantly going. Okay, nothing new. Nothing new at this point. Okay. All right, so that's it for now. If anything breaks, I will definitely bring it to you. But I think this is a good sign. And as I said earlier this morning on my little walk talk, I was talking about how now with Tom Brady coming back to the league with the Buccaneers and Wilson on the Broncos, last thing I want to see would be a Broncos, Buccaneers, Brady, Wilson Super Bowl. Ugh, that would just be horrible. But now I've got two quarterbacks I'm going to be having to root against, mainly because we will play both those teams this year. And so, obviously, we will want to beat them. And all the more reason why I'm hoping this is not a rebuild year, because I certainly don't want to be demolished by those guys and would love to see our team compete. And wouldn't that be great to beat Russell Wilson and Tom Brady in the same year, after the year after, or the season that we release or trade Russell Wilson to the Broncos? Wouldn't that be just poetic to actually beat Russell Wilson and the Broncos, his new team, with who knows what our new team is going to look like. Who's going to be quarterback? That's, of course, the other big thing that we'll be keeping an eye on for in terms of the new players coming in. But at least of the ones that we have that we're trying to bring back. Again, Dwayne Brown, DJ Reed, and Rashad Penny. Names to watch as the days go by here. But only a few hours in and free agency going crazy. All right. We'll see you guys in a little bit. Exciting time. Have a great day. I'm sure we'll be talking again soon. Keep an eye out for more updates coming your way right here on NorbCam. See y'all later. Go Seahawks.